Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. How did you spend your Easter? I spent mine making for my family. I went in with my oil. I had already fried my meat, so I poured that oil in, to cook the rice. And I went in with my onion. I allowed that to fry for a bit as well. I put in some thyme, some basil and rosemary. I allowed that to fry. Then I went in with my tomato paste and stirred that up and allowed that to fry too. That fried for about 10-15 minutes. You can let yours fry for that long. It depends on the quantity of the food you're about to make. When it fried and then it became, it looked grainy. That's the best way I can explain it. I went in with my pre-boiled tomato mix. So I already blended and boiled my tomato, tatashe, sombo, atarodo, garlic and ginger. So I went that with in, da. And then I allowed that to fry. Jollof, this has to fry, and you have to stir, not so much, but just to ensure that it's not burning. You cover, you check to ensure that it's not burning. Once the color changes, once the color changes and you can see the oil on top, it means that it's fried. And the bubbles have reduced. Most times the bubbles mean that there's water. Once the bubbles have reduced, it means that it's frying well and it's almost done. And I went in with my Maggi seasoning with bay leaves. I stirred that up a bit and allowed it to fry. And at this point, it was beginning to burn. So I went in with my chicken stock, and covered it up to cook. Guys, when this was done, it was giving me stew vibes. I wanted to just, change my mind. Anyway, I removed some so that I can use it later. And then I went in with my rice to stir that up for a bit as well. And then you add hot water. Well, if you don't have hot water, you can go in with any water you have, but I added hot water to it. And then I put it a little above the rice level. And I covered that up and allowed to cook. I kept checking, and then when the water reduced to below the rice level, there was still water, but the rice had covered it this time. I went in with the removed stew that I removed. Oh my god, what is it? Oh, you removed it yourself now. Yeah, put it back. I went in with the stew that I removed and a little butter and covered that up and allowed to cook for about 5 minutes. Then I, opened it and stirred it for a bit. Guys, this rice was giving smoky firewood jollof rice vibes. In fact, video did not do justice to how this rice tasted and how it looked. It was so yummy. It was so grainy. I used the foil. It's okay, my love. Yeah, remove it. Well done. The foil allowed the rice to cook. It became soft but not soggy. Put it back yourself now. You removed it. It was so yummy. This is how it turned out, guys. This is how I spent my Easter. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a message or a comment. Bye.